Thank you. Yes, that changed in the last 6 months or whatever.
Yeah. Guys, I don't think that's going to work. They can't see anything back there.
Okay, that's fine. We'll go here inside. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the final post-game press conference for the UK HealthCare Kentucky High School Athletic Association Sweet 16 basketball tournament. With us today are the runners-up, head coach T.G. Sherrill, student athletes Deuce Bailey, Braylon Banks, Caden Carpenter, Luke Kellett. Coach, comments on tonight's hard-fought game.
I mean, we were down on 20, and a lot of teams were folded or folded up. We just dug down and found another gear. We just couldn't get those 2 stops. We needed to get that thing down to 4 or 5 points to get it. And we got down to 6, I think, one time. Got down to 8 several times. We just couldn't make those 2 stops. We just kept saying, "Oh, we need 2 more stops to get that thing within 3 or 4 points." Get them kind of in a spot where they start trying to do things that maybe they're not built to do. But I thought our defensive pressure, how hard we played, we just showed a lot of moxie, a lot of character. We've had 2 overtime games. We've played 4 games up here in 3 days. They got a 7-foot guy. They got a 6'6" guy. We got 6'2", 6-foot guys. So we knew that we had a challenge in there. We knew that it was going to be a challenge. We just kept trying to drive it in there and fight and claw and scratch. Shots were short armed a little bit, but we play 6 guys a lot. We play 8 guys, and so it's legs and tired and every excuse in the world. But I'll tell you, I'm really proud. These are my guys, and I love these guys. I wouldn't trade. Congratulations, great cross. I wouldn't trade locker rooms right now. These are my guys, and they've shown me so much this year. And I'm so proud of them. I'm proud to sit up here with them. I'm proud to go to battle with them. They're high quality, high character kids, and they showed themselves. And they showed this state, and they really represent our school well.
Okay, questions here in the back.
For players, I know this was such a special season for you guys after playing together since middle school. What does it mean to be able to be here tonight and just to have the season that you did with each other?
We've been talking about it since before the season even started, playing with each other, being with each other. So we just had to stay together. You feel me? Do whatever it takes to get to this point. We didn't get the outcome we wanted, but we made it.
I would just say it goes to show our heart, dedication. We've been through ups and downs this season. Our goal coming into the year was just to get here. No one expected us to be here, but we all believed in it. And it just goes to show that we never quit. And I'm glad to end it in rough in this last game of the tournament with my guys.
Here on the corner.
Coach, that stretch beginning in the 3rd quarter when you started to come back and I think hit 6 of 8 and held them without a field goal for 3 minutes. In the timeout before that, what did you discuss?
I mean, what we always say, we get in there and we're like, look, get your pressure up, share the basketball. We talked about our movement offensively. We got a little stagnant offensively, dive, cut, move, make them guard our action. While they have a lot of size, we thought we were a lot quicker than them in a lot of spots. So make their big guys guard us, guard our movement. And we got some stuff out of that. But, unfortunately, we can make a little run and they go down there and throw it to 7-footer or we'd miss a pass and he's at the rim and we just didn't have the matchup. And so then he scores a layup or whatever, gets a putback. And it wasn't demoralizing, but it was really tough. But we're fighting with all we got. And then they get an easy putback or 2 easy putbacks. And we're down there having to claw and scratch for everything because we don't have that big rascal at the rim. So, just trying to just continue to pressure the basketball, run and trap the ball, help one another, just keep fighting as a team. And they kept saying it. We're not out there. They keep clawing, keep scratching. They were cheering each other on and stuff. So, it's just try to make that run, try to just keep playing, speed them up. But it's hard to speed them up when they got that pressure release over the top. So that was, and we knew that going in. But we tried all we could to neutralize that.
Coach, it was 41-17 and you get it down to 6. It felt like that run, the way you guys just kept fighting, was kind of a microcosm of this year, that every time it felt like maybe you guys were getting counted out, you found a way to get yourself back in it. How much do you kind of take from that run of that this was kind of the epitome of the character of this team this year?
Yeah, we never quit. I mean, we just won't quit. That's what I'm most proud of them is that they just keep going. Like that Everybody Bunny, they just keep going and going and just keep fighting. And they never thought they never think they're out of it. They're just going to keep moving and going and pressing and sharing the ball. And what's most important is they cheer each other on. You know, it's just such a camaraderie to hear them talk to one another and just kind of stay in that moment. You know, I told my coaches before I come over, I wrote their names in the book for the last time today. I can't write them in there again. And it's a little emotional because you do this a long time and you get to watch these boys and young men grow up. And I'm not going to be able to write their names in the book again. And I'm just proud of them. I'm proud of what they overcame and what the naysayers and all this other stuff about they weren't big enough. They didn't do well enough. And they shut all that down. They shut all that down. They walk right. We didn't. We're taking it home. The only 2 of these at Bowling Green High School. Okay, the only 2 of these in 118 years of school. There's 2 of these. So we've accomplished a lot here. Right now, it hurts. I told them in the locker room, this hurts because this meant something to you. This is a character building moment. It hurts because it means something to you. This meant something to these boys and these young men. And I'm just. When we get back and it washes off of them, they'll understand what they accomplished. Tonight was going to be a tall order. If we'd have had one big body, I think we're holding that gold trophy up right now. Because I think really in a lot of ways, we outplayed our opponent in a lot of facets of the game. There was a matchup that we couldn't neutralize. And we tried. We just couldn't neutralize that.
Coach, with all he does on both ends of the floor, where do you feel like Marino makes his biggest impact?
I mean, it's, he can, first of all, he's a press release. So you throw the ball. So our game is pressure, but even when face guard him and trap him, they just throw it up to him. And then, he does a great job of positioning himself at the rim. I've only seen him like in game. I've never played him before, but he comes out and does a lot better job with his feet out away from the basket. He moves laterally a lot better than I thought he would, because we were going to try to put him in ball screens, but he was there. And so, you have 4 hours to prepare, but we were trying to put him in some ball screen action. He moves well for a big man. He moves really well. He got a nice stroke, a very complete basketball player.
Caden, for you, man, 3 out of 4 games, you score in double digits, man. You make the all-tournament team. With a team full of names, as long as you guys got, you kind of stuck out in this tournament, man. What was this whole experience like for you?
It was a great experience. I felt like the whole season I've been the underdog, so I just felt like when we get on the big stage, I just had to show what I could really do. So that's how I feel. Great. We made it with my dogs, but it's going to hurt. But we've been the underdog since before the season even started, so we knew what we had to do.
Right here.
Dudes, man, coming from Bowling Green, with all the athletic history and prowess that they have, how do you see yourself in that pantheon of athletes, man, of what you've accomplished and done at Bowling Green?
It's kind of hard to say, for me, I'm not really a type of guy to put myself with other people's names, but I leave that to other people. But I think I've had a good run here. It was very special and it meant a lot to me. And I thank you to Bowling Green High School.
This will be the final question right here.
Deuce, along the same lines, you came here with football, 1 defeat in the championship game, 2 championships, 2 MVPs. What's Lexington like for you now? I mean, now you're going on to college football. Can you put a little bow on it for us, or is it too soon?
Yeah, I think we can put a bow on it, man. These are my last times. You'll probably see me here at Rupp. It was great being here. I enjoyed the time, the experiences, and I'm very thankful for it.
With that, Coach, thanks and congratulations on a great season.
UK HealthCare boys KHSAA Sweet 16 tournament champion, the Great Crossing Warhawks. We have Coach Vince Dawson, Gage Richardson, and Malachi Marino. Coach, comments, please.
I'd like to hear you repeat that again. Winners of the But so proud of my kids, man. We got tired, I think, in the third quarter and stopped defending a little bit, but we defended so well for 2.5 quarters to get that large lead, and then persevered at the end. But I mean, my goodness, 6 years of our program to be able to celebrate a state title is absolutely unbelievable. Obviously, when you got players like these guys to my left, but Trey was at our first open gym 6 years ago. So for him to, him and the others, obviously, to be able to culminate a career, in this way is you just can't beat that feeling. It'll never go away. That's why I told him late in the fourth quarter when they were tired. I said, tiredness will go away, but your regret of letting tiredness cause you to lose the game will never go away.
Questions?
In the middle.
I'm saving mine. I might take a sip.
So to any of you on stage or all four of you, what does this win mean to your program and to your guys' career and how hard you all have worked?
It means everything. We fought so hard for this, and these are my brothers right here, and I couldn't be more proud of them, coach, everybody on our team, and it just feels amazing.
I mean, there's really no better way to go out than that. So it means everything, bro.
This just shows all the hard work and dedication we put into this. We've been going at it since we were freshmen. I think just growing up kind of led us to this point, and it's something we always dreamed of, so it's time to achieve it.
And for the guy that put this together 6 years ago, man, it's a dream come true. I never thought, I can't believe I was on, Rep Arena winning the state championship. So, a little boy growing up in this community, you just can't beat it.
Right here.
Coach, I went to one of your high school games this year, and I noticed that they announced what middle school a lot of these players come. So talk about what that means with just how these kids grew up together, and you as the head coach seeing them evolve, from a brand new school to state champion.
Yeah, well, when I got the job, I was at Scott County Middle School before, and both Malachi and Gage played for me when they were sixth graders. So, and then obviously Vince was at our, was at Georgetown Middle at our competing school. So, we do that for a reason. We do have kids from our community, so for everybody in our community, it was awesome when we went to the elementary schools this week or last week, just the way they celebrated those kids and really look up to them. And now they can see what these guys did and can dream that, maybe I can be the next person to do that.
Here in the back.
For any of the players, it's one thing to win a state title. It's another thing to win it when you are expected to win one. And you can see that growth over the last 6 years. What has that journey been like mentally when people look to you and say, is this going to be the year? Are you going to do it now?
I think we kind of take that as motivation. People expect us to win, so we can't really go out and kind of just lay low. We got to go out and compete every single possession. And I think that this weekend, we were able to prove that. So
I personally think we had a lot of people doubting us during the season. So I don't know why, but I felt like we had a lot of people that were talking about other teams, and we never wavered in our locker room who was going to be sitting here tonight.
For Gage and Mal, Gage, I know you had brothers both in runner-up situations for Scott County, and Malachi, you had your brother was in runner-up twice. I mean, what does this mean for you? What are you taking home to your brothers this evening? And also then for Coach, what's the story behind that particular warm-up? Because you all were wearing it tonight.
Oh, well, this is the Billy Hicks Classic. So, Coach Hicks obviously meant a lot to our community. So we wore it today as coaches on purpose, wanted to get here. And, obviously he was instrumental in our community, meant a lot to all these kids growing up. Everybody looked up to him. So just our special way without saying it, just put it on our chest to let, him, his family, and the community know what we thought about him.
I'm definitely going home with bragging rights. Watching him kind of go through the process, it kind of just set a dream in the back of my head that, I wanted to be here. I wanted to make it to this day. And yeah, all I gotta say is I got bragging rights now. So
Yeah, same as Malachi, I can kind of rub it in their face now, but I know they're proud of me, and they're here tonight, and I'm thankful for them. So yeah.
Right here on point.
Steve, can you think back 6 years ago when you took the job, and did you have a vision of this moment ultimately happening? And would you say it happened sooner or later, maybe that or did you even think in those terms?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you coach high school basketball in Kentucky, you always have that vision that's there. Obviously, the first couple of years we were, we were average. So, but I knew, Malachi played for us that the second year in the program, Vince started. I think it was COVID year, if I'm not mistaken, our second year of the program. So it was a kind of condensed schedule, and we saw it, from there. But I mean, yes, I thought it, but I'd be lying to you if I thought 6 years in we were gonna be hoisting the trophy on day one. April of whatever 2019 when these guys showed up, we felt pretty confident that we had an opportunity, to do what we're doing tonight.
Right here in the corner.
Coach, the stat sheet says Malachi had 3 blocks, but he altered a lot of shots, and Bowling Green had so much success driving inside. How did y'all address that beforehand?
Obviously we only had about 2 hours to prepare for them. We did a little work before, the last 2 hours, but, we decided a little bit like we did with Douglas with our strategy. We didn't what we did when we played Douglas. We didn't want their shooter to beat us. So we did kind of the exact same strategy against number 12. And we locked onto him, and anything we did, we went, diamond and one, I think one or two possessions, but the rest we just did whatever we could to, not allow him to beat us. And then with everybody, we're okay with drivers because we have Malachi. So, every game we played, we're okay with, we don't tell our kids to lay them or anything like that. But at the same point, we tell them, if it gets close, if you filter them into the rim, just go on and release them and let Malachi take care of the work on the inside, because I think he's third in the, KHSAA in blocks. But if you could take shots that kids would have taken that they didn't take because he was down there, it would be unbelievable how many blocks that he would have, because he just changes, everything in the way we play defense.
Malachi, when you've been out here savoring the moment tonight, has there been any thoughts the day you'll be back out there on that court in a Cash jersey?
It's definitely a surreal moment because I wanted to end my high school career on this floor holding a big old trophy. And I know it wasn't my last time on this floor, but it was my last time in a Great Crossing uniform. So it's honestly surreal, and Coach gonna have a tough time taking this jersey away from me. I'm telling you that right now. But yeah, it was definitely a surreal moment, and it's a great way to go out. So
In the back there on the corner.
For Vince, I know you get reps in practice at point guard, but with LJ being hurt, you had to handle the ball a lot more tonight on the point. What was that like, especially Bowling Green's game was coming at you guys, pressure, and the lead was disappearing? What was that like for you to try to protect the ball?
I mean, I got a lot of people around me. It made it a lot easier. Third and fourth quarter, legs started getting tired, fatigue started being a factor, and it showed a little bit, but in the end, coach has faith in me to run the point guard as does the rest of the team. So really, just that, really.
Right here. You lost your starting point guard last night. Then you won 2 games in a row, 3 games in 24 hours.
Yeah, I mean, he barely played Friday last night.
Can you talk about the guys that stepped up, all of them, but and can you guys talk about how that changed your responsibility?
Yeah, I mean, Brady Horn for a ninth grader. I mean, he was guys. If anybody was at the Bryan Station game, you saw how instrumental he was for us even being in the tournament with the way he played that day, and he really stepped up. And Javante Cooper last night, or maybe this morning against Montgomery County, whenever we played them, hit a couple shots early that kept us, afloat in that first half when we were kind of stifled a little bit. But Jamari Mason, another senior, defended really well and, handled it. So these 2 guys, Gage and Vince, they handle the ball a lot. We trust them. They're arguably, in some respects could be our best point guard. It's just when you piece a team together and try to figure out what you do with them, we don't we don't want in most respects Vince to have to handle ball as much as he does because we want him coming off scoring a little bit more, and then Gage shoots the ball so well. So we had faith in both of them. I don't think our faith ever wavered when we realized, I realized in second quarter last night that LJ was done for the weekend. So, but our faith, the kids' faith in each other and my faith in our team never wavered that, we were going to be affected by it.
Any final questions? Coach, congratulations to you and the Great Crossing Warhawks. You are the champions. Thank you, guys.
Hey, I got a quick question. Is there like a pack of water anywhere by any chance? Because I've been seeing them like under